Hello, hello, how are you? So here I am again. So I am going now to answer some questions, okay, that I have been receiving these first days that we're broadcasting these videos about the Bring Civilization Back Trust, okay? So the first thing, and I'm going to answer is like, what is the Bring Civilization Back Trust, okay? That's the first question. The first question, I'm sorry, there's a lot of noise here, but it is what it is. I like the scenario. It's a beautiful scenario. It's a shop. It's a furniture shop. And so the answer, bring civilization back. Bring civilization back. It's an answer to the price and scarcity war. Okay, we are in 2020. I do business for 26 years. The market has changed a lot. We come from a prosperity and profit world to a scarcity and price world. Okay, it's a big switch in the marketing now. So this is more about marketing. Marketing is about what do you do and how to market, and that's what I do as a sales guy. I sell products and blah blah blah. So when you sell, you have a lot of factors that make the psychology of somebody buy. First one is the necessities. Once you need that, sometimes it's not only for materialistic reasons, also for spiritual, for virtual reasons, and then you need some products. Okay, so the reason that you need to do something, to buy something, it's a lot of times it's a lot of reasons. It's a lot of factors, but unfortunately, for the past 20 years, because of globalization, because of a lot of other macroeconomic problems, the focus on the sales now is on price. So it's been 20 years about price, and you see that even retail. When you go to a drugstore and you're going to be in a labyrinthus, because that store is going to be making you go like a rat into this labyrinthus. So working zigzag, so you see all the products and maybe you buy more, and then they can fire a sales guy at the drugstore, so they will avoid to have a cost because they believe it's less cost. But then they're transferring the cost to the client. So the client, so you're paying for that somehow. You're paying that with your time. So that's all what's going on. It's really bad. It's very rough. But now what we're doing with the Bring Civilization Back Trust is to create a society where we stay away from this. It's just because at the end this is very gross. It's very low. It does come from this decision that American bankers they took to make China this biggest source of products. So all this whole world has been going to China because America and Europe they were forced to go into this mainstream banking world that forces everybody to focus on having more profit and less costs and high profits and all this stocks exchange war, which is just money. It's not reality. So on this fight, the entire economy has been forced to go into third world countries, just not where there is no middle class, so they could remove the labor costs and also the regulations. So if you want to do slate, for example, a quarry like mining in Italy, you need to use not that much water. You need to hire somebody that's going to wear gloves. You need to make this man is going to work for you, have a decent dinner, you know. So because of all this pressure, globalists or bankers, whatever, they decided that the focus should be China, where there's no, even now there is even bad soups, and now the whole world has bacteria and the whole thing. But it's a horror show. But the question about the Bring Civilization Back Trust, okay, the number one is we are very popular. We are very popular. So it's not that there's this big pressure to remove us, but at the same time there's this big demand. So they try to copy us all the time and try to see what we do. So you go, like I go to China, to Thailand, they want to know what I'm doing and copy, but don't pay because they know it's expensive. But anyways, on this whole process, so we're creating like a secret society that we're going to have all this group of people that we're going to have this pool. And the number one reason is to keep our civilization alive, or to reborn our civilization. Sometimes we think it is already too late. The Western world is already dead. It's not there anymore. You still have all the looks that you see. Oh, the Western looks. Sometimes people look European, they look French, but once you're there, no, this is not France. I mean, this is just about price and things, and people are eating on the streets and saving and saving. That's because that's the globalist culture that comes from Asia mostly. That comes from Africa. That comes from Latin America. Latin America by not paying, Asians by the simplicity, because Asians, they can eat the same food in the morning and for lunch, for dinner, so that's less cost. So, but it's all cost. But at the end of the day, everybody loves the Western civilization. They want the Western civilization to be back or to reborn. So that's the biggest principle. If anybody does not understand, give me precise questions and I will answer them one by one. We're going to be doing this like a talk show sometimes, so we're going to be answering question by question, and also with graphs. We're just waiting for the first investment, so we're going to make it this more nicer. But I kind of like it, the casual. I think those are probably the best videos. But so bring civilization back. It's a matter of cost. That's why it's called trust. We believe that the main reason that the Western civilization is dead now is because we've been not nurtured. We're not nurtured because the whole world has gone to a price and scarcity mentality. So everything fancy, expensive has been destroyed. And even in cases of success, which is the ones I'm going to do videos in detail, which is my case, LEGroup Industries, we're very successful. I make millions of dollars on sales. In 2009 was 200 furniture stores. In 2015 was about $5 million worth of rice of one of our brands. In 2018 was about $20-30 million on rice, cheese, slate for billiard pool tables in the United States, and tuna in cans, and it was a horror show. The beneficiaries of the contracts, like the people that's one of the questions the tourists and the police officers do, is like, why they do this? Why you go, you work, you give this such a success, and then this suppliers are enjoying all the benefits of millions of dollars on sales, and they kick you out and they don't pay your commissions. It's just unbelievable. I have cases that are like a horror show. I'm going to be reading one by one. There's a case of Elaine Gerber. She's in Texas. Like, she wrote an official document to the Better Business Bureau with all frauds and lies explaining why she does not want to pay. And then there's this guy. The only point that she was okay is that she mentioned that this is the supplier in Brazil who has to pay. But then you had the beneficiaries of the contract, because they know the suppliers are defrauding me, because they knew I was the contact. And then I'm gone and they're talking to my suppliers that shows up with an excuse, with a story. And they're like, oh, it's okay. But they know that at the end of the day, it's just removing my company, not paying. But my product is all this magic. So I'm the sales guy. I'm the guy that travels, smiles to people, tell jokes, and get the deals done. And also, I travel. There's my costs, because I work with future. One of the other things that's a big thing on the civilization is the future. Is the idea, is the hope, because that costs. So when you believe on something, when somebody invented the car, it's because he thought that could work, and possibly nobody wanted to believe it. So the inventor created that. It's the same thing myself. I thought it would be a good deal to go to Thailand and develop products in Thailand. And I did that. It was successful. So I managed the futures, and nobody wants to spend one penny on that. So I spend my own money. And then once you have the results, because I am a believer, I'm the one who invested. I'm the one who invested my time, my travels, my work, my money. Dubai, I went 3 times to Dubai, trade shows. I have the cheese, that's the cheese from Texas. I had samples in my hands, talking. You know how many people I spoke to sell that cheese? Thousands of people. I even hire people to talk to those guys to sell. And then once you enjoy the benefits and the results of 6-7 years of work, they just don't pay. They don't pay. They do slander and defamation. It's a horror show. That's one of the cases. Another question is, how do you survive? No, I do not survive. I do not survive. That's also considered my lawsuits against White House Specialties, Shiva Rice, Grupo Minar Brazil, Mas Choices Tuna, and White House Specialist Cheese, and Wisconsin Finest Cheese. It's also all the damages and losses. Once they boycotted my company, once they attacked my company, and they embezzled all my commissions, my sales, took my clients, and all the costs, because it's been over 1 year that I'm following those companies and chasing them and telling them to pay and pay, and I send them my bill and the whole thing, attorneys, and it's a lot of costs, and they just don't pay. So long as one extra year, so no, I do not. What I do is the only thing as a victim is that I count with help of friends and family. So, and other clients too. So they try. I have clients that they want to buy more, but the whole thing, but they want to buy the same product. That was my biggest problem with the attacks I suffered in 2018. Is that they not only stole my commissions, but also my product, because they are my manufacturers. So I still have clients asking me for the same product, new clients, old clients. They come and I'm like, I can't supply because those suppliers, they stole and they attacked me. And then you end up, what happened? This, and it's really bad. When you go into details, it's really bad. What they're doing for money. But that's also like one of the reasons that we created the fund, the BCB Trust, is like we're trying to bring back civilization, take the best for everything we learned, understand it's a new age of darkness and hate and everything. So now we're going to do this on a discreet, on a low profile way. And slowly we're going to involve the end customer. So because I do know that the end customer do not want to support what those people are doing behind the scenes. They want to believe the magic, so they really they don't want to get involved in all that. The truth is being already exposed. The Better Business Bureau has helped us a lot. We have we are denouncing all those companies to the Thai embassy, for example, in London, to the trade commission, the trade shows, and like for example, Thailand. Shiva Rice, I met them through the Rice Association. I was for 3 months working in Thailand myself. So now it's a concern of the Thai government to get it sorted out. Like what happened to really chase those businessmen that they're ruining the reputation of Thailand. There's also the trade shows like Thai Facts, a food show where I met Mas Choices Tuna. They're also involved. We're going to have meetings and discuss this case. The cheese also is like the FDA. How come the imitation cheese? How come they just don't pay? How come they embezzle people over the internet? Why they just don't pay? And things like that. They're the commissions, that one case. So stay tuned, and so I guess I've answered some of the questions. So keep writing to me, and we move ahead to the next chapters. Okay, the next chapters I'm going to be case by case, what's going on, and the answers, and then we hope things get better. But I believe it will be the trust. This current suppliers, they will be just on the law and on court and things like that. I can't wait. I can't wait to be on court to see all these beneficiaries of my contracts face to face. So they're going to listen word by word, and I will repeat what I said to them in several emails. You are going to pay back for every letter of defamation and slandering. Every word you guys said against me, and every penny you think was a great deal to really not to pay my commissions, you are going to learn. And you're going to learn the hard way, because now it's a full year. It's been 1.5 years that I'm calling these companies and telling them, can you just pay? Can you just pay? I'm just saying I accept you guys are cutting me off. I accept. Is that okay if you guys pay? You guys have sit on millions of dollars that I have produced on sales to you. Is that okay if you just go there and you say thank you and you pay? No, they did the opposite. Slandering, defamation, sabotage. It's a horror show, but they're going to pay. They're going to pay. They're going to pay. You are going to pay. BCB Trust. BCB Trust. BCB Trust, all right? And BCB Trust brings civilization back, as the trust is going to bring civilization back, as the name says. Bring civilization on the big picture, not on small details, the big picture, okay? All right, so look, have a great day, and wait for the next chapter. Then I'm going to be more precise, talking case by case, also because there's something new happening every day. about each case. There's always an email, a police officer that writes, an attorney that contacts you. There's always a new thing, so that's why they're so popular about these 4 cases in particular. But there's more cases also. It's going to be very entertaining and also educating, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that are going on in the market. That's what the salespeople do. All right? Okay, cheers.